Today I'm going to draw two palm trees that I'm looking at. Actually, I think I should draw one palm tree. I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna start by drawing the trunk of the palm tree, and I can see a line that keeps going. It's like it goes from the palm frond all the way to the bottom of the palm tree, and this palm tree has some bumpiness. And then as you get up here, right around here is where you see the details of the palm fronds. Now I'm going to try to see the main line on those palm fronds. Hold on, here's the palm. There we go. Coming back up here. Wow, it's amazing. When you look at real life, what you see is not always what you would expect. And I'm going to start building up these as I go. And as you can see, I'm building it up softly. And I am just putting tiny lines in here, filling in what I see. On this one, I see some skinny stuff. And then some wispies. It comes back up. And some of these will be heavier. So we're going to have to work with some line weight, meaning that you're going to make some of these lines heavy and some of these lines softer as you go. And you really have to observe what's in front of you. This is the best kind of drawing because it really makes you interpret what you see and figure out how far it goes, how does it curve, and that kind of thing, like we had talked about before. Now on this other side, I have to keep this one as my point of reference and figure out, wait a second, where does this one go? I think this palm frond has more. Goes right here. I'll have another one right up here. And you have to figure out, wow, it's all about the lines on this one. And then coming back out, I see another one. And then I have to figure out, how do these other little lines build this up, and where do they get to be darker and heavier? And that's interesting. It's all about the lines. And then I have another right here. And this one has little lines that come out this way, and then they turn over. So you see a shift on the direction. There we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the very last one. This one goes the furthest. Like that. And once you get that in there, I'm gonna build up the bottom part first. And they change direction, you see it? This way, and then some smaller ones, and then they curve this direction to the left. Okay, and then let's see, on the top, they're like laying down. And then some of these, there are some on the back of this one, and they're coming out this way. Okay. I don't see a lot of definition. I think this particular drawing could have been better done with maybe pen and ink. But I'm experimenting. I'm trying and seeing what happens. Let me see what happens with my pencil. How can I do this with my ebony pencil? This one's a little bit fatter, wider. Okay. You have to keep looking and checking what is it that you see. And then here I see this. Very interesting. And then this one is a little bit fuller. Goes all the way down. Very nice. Now I'm going to add a little bit of detail down here to this part of my palm tree. And remember, you always start drawing softly, and then that's going to help you to build your drawing as you go. Drawing daily is a challenge. It is definitely a challenge. Finding the time, finding the right object to sketch, and all of that jazz. But it is what it is. You can see it right here. This is real life. Down here, there's little plants. I'm gonna add some details now of what's around here. I'm gonna shade this palm tree a little bit more, and you know what? I see some more back here, and you have to think about like how far does this go, and this is what I'm going to show you. I'm going to do these little dots, and that helps me to see how far am I going to carry these lines that I see, and this is still in front of that, so I still have to make sure that this is a little bit darker. Okay, I'm going to punch in my shading just a little bit now on this particular palm tree. There's shading happening on this side and down here. I'm just building it up, coming up, and this is even more curved. And now that I'm sure this is the shape, I can go ahead and make more adjustments and bring in even more shading up here and more details of these lines. These lines are not super defined. They're just kind of like, they come in, and then there's some shading happening right here on this particular palm tree. And the shading goes all the way here. And then it gets lighter here, darker on this side, definitely. So I'm pressing now a little bit heavier on the left side and a little bit cleaner. And I'm trying to see where these lines go. Okay, and now I'm taking a final look at my palm tree that I'm looking in front of me. And I see there's some more little pieces. And now that I have all of that, I think I'm going to try to define, I'm going to define the main parts a little bit darker. Be there. There. And this is about experimentation. So I am just sharing my experimentations with you. You can do the same. Experimenting is what's happening in your sketchbook, and some of your sketches are going to be so awesome, and some are going to be just studies of what do you see, and you start to realize areas that you need to improve, and you realize things that you really love to draw and things that are hard to do. And I realized these, I might want to use color Or I might want to use